Well, it's natural for us to want to be happy. The world, people in the world want to be happy, and they do many things to strive after a happy life, just as we do today. As Solomon mentioned how people strive after enjoyment in Ecclesiastes chapter 2 and verse 20. Wear themselves out. They will wear out their health. They will wear out their family. They will give up on their family in order to try and strive for wealth, for monetary possessions, for something that often disappears as quickly as verse 5 mentions as a bird. 24, he was inspired to write by God that there is nothing better for a man than to find enjoyment in his hard work. Into the sky. And if we stop and think about it, stop and show understanding, and just look at a couple of areas where we can see that to be the case, we recognize mentally that we need not
I'm sorry. We still in public talk? I must have been dreaming. I thought I was commenting. I'm sorry.
Solomon could see by his study of man's work that it was good, it was valuable, it was meaningful to find work that produced enjoyment in life. How long did it last for? A day? A week? A couple of weeks? Sometimes maybe a little bit longer, but in most cases, once we find... Yet what's interesting is that Solomon also wrote that not all work produces the same value. Not all work produces the same meaning in our life. So what in a short period of time it ends up in the corner collecting dust, right? Well, those are minor things. Think of bigger events that have happened in the world. We've all heard of the Great Recession, right? The greatest recession, they say. Psalm mentions happiness at God's right hand forever.
Oh! They shooting. They shooting at your boy. They shooting at your boy. What's going on, YouTube, man? And as you can see, I've actually drunk this whole bottle because what I fear is that this video is going to be as dry as the public talk at the Kingdom Hall on a Sunday morning or afternoon. That's one thing I do not want, is my videos to be that guy gone dry. You go in the Kingdom Hall till you finna get you a good talk and your mind end up drifting away, man. You you have an out of body experience of it. That joint, man. That bad boy, cause the person not lively, man. And I'm not gonna blame it all on the elders. I've come to a point where I believe that the elders are nothing but tools. I believe that the governing body is using these elders as tools. If you watch the Royal Commission, they threw them elders straight under the bus, man. That was very sad. Jeffrey Jackson got there lied real good. Didn't take no responsibility at all. The elders went up there and was just dragged through the mud. Because they know if they actually said anything or spoke the truth, they would have been removed, and Jeffrey Jackson would have seen to it. But there's a reason the talks are, what do you say, stale, dry, boring. There's a reason for that, and I think it's a deliberate reason. I think there's a very sinister and deliberate reason that the talks are deliberately dry. For one, the elders are given an outline to deliver talks. How, why, when, and what for are elders given a talk or an outline to deliver? First of all, these outlines don't just tell the elders what to talk about. It tells them how to talk, how long to talk, what scriptures to use, how long to read each scripture, when to use the illustration. The talk or the public talks and outline is basically instructions on how to deliver a point to the congregation. Why is the governing body doing this? Why is the governing body so untrustful of its flock that they got to tell you how to deliver a talk, man? A talk to the congregation. I've never seen that before in any church I've been to. And I've been to a lot, man. I've been to Captives. I've been to Baptist. I've been to Pentecostal, man. I've been to different churches and I've never, ever seen. And it might be ghostwriters within these churches, but I've never, ever heard of preachers, pastors, bishops, anybody reading an outline that somebody else wrote for them. I've never read that in my life. Because to focus so much on the outline, you're not focusing on your delivery. And everybody knows delivery is the main thing that matters, man. I mean, I could be talking all over the place, but I could be talking about math in one sentence, the sky. I be talking about all that stuff. But if I'm animated and I have stage presence, people will hang on to every word I say. You see what I'm saying? But we don't do that at the public talk, and there's a reason for that. I'm gonna get into that in a minute, and I think it's very sinister, man. I think it's very deliberate. See, I had trust at one time in the individuals who wrote the Watchtower. I had trust in them that they were really sincere individuals. But the more I'm learning, the more I'm seeing that there's a lot of diabolical stuff going on behind the scene, man. There's a lot of satanic things going on, man. And I shouldn't be saying, well, I can't say I shouldn't be saying this because I haven't seen it with my own eyes, but the more I learn, the more I'm seeing that something's not right, man. Something's seriously not right. That if I ever, even to have my children go to give a talk, I would never ever tell them how to say it, how long to do it, because I have trust in them. I don't doubt their intelligence, and I don't doubt their ability to be creative and come up with things to tell people. But once you sit in a seat and look at those underneath you, or the flock underneath you, your pupils, and doubt them so much that you got to dictate even to the point of how they deliver a talk, that's not right at all. But there's a reason for that. I think I went out a couple of years ago. A couple of years ago, an elder, we was out to dinner or something, and they was like, "Yeah, we could tell, which people go off script or off the outline." Brother that came a couple of weeks ago, we want to invite him back because he went off the outline. And I'm thinking, is that what you was looking at during his whole 30-minute talk? Is if he's going according to the outline? Because I'm pretty sure he didn't see the outline. I don't know how he went. How you know he went off the outline if he didn't see it? I'm not sure why that's what he was looking at while the guy was talking. Because I wasn't focusing. I was trying to listen to the information, man. But that's the spirit of congregation, man. While you're giving talks, people are always focusing on what you're doing, how you're messing up. It's never anything about what you're talking about. It's hardly anything about what you're talking about. And that's sad. And I've heard it a couple of times that the guy would stop in the middle of his talk and say, the guy in the middle of his talk would sit there and say, "That's what it says in the outline." And I'm thinking, brother, you only got 30 minutes to give your talk, man. You done wasted 45 seconds right there, man. You wasted some seconds, man, to give some good information, man. Why you telling me basically that's when we already know this outline. We know you ain't that sharp, man. We know you ain't that sharp. We know this came from the top, man. Those are the anointed. No, nobody speaks like the anointed. So you wasting your time, your 45 seconds telling me that's from the outline. Nobody didn't know that. But I guarantee people listening to this video understand what I'm talking about. That you've heard it before doing public talk. Somebody was stopping in the talk and say, "But that's what it's saying in the outline." You wasted, man. You only got 30 minutes, dude. You better spend that time wisely. Don't spend time telling me something I know. But yeah, the outline tells them what scriptures to use, how long the talk is, when to use illustration, I wouldn't be surprised if the talk basically told them when to smile, when to raise their hand, because they're so stiff, man. They're so, the way they got it now is that these brothers are scared to even move an inch, man. It's like they're stiff. It's like they're stuck in one place. nobody sees this, man. Like, nobody sees that when you go to the talk, they're so stiff, man. Like, I don't know, man. That's crazy. You gotta move. You gotta loosen up, man. Like, you get up there and you stiff, and then the people will go get them a cup. They don't even reach for it. The person that set it down on the podium, the person would like slowly get down and drink it. But these talks are just, they stale, man. And I'm gonna tell you right about now why they stale. I hope I'm not losing nobody, man, because I'm just tired, man. I should have maybe waited till tomorrow to do this talk. I'm tired. I had a long week, man, and I can't. I'm trying to be animated with this talk. I'm trying to be animated with it. It's just I had a long week, man. But anyway, what I want to present to you right now, and I believe this is the motive behind the reason that the brothers at the top are telling these brothers how to do the talk. I believe that, for one, they don't want the talks to be animated. I believe that the governing body wants to be the only ones who come with like special speaking ability. I believe the governing body don't want to be outshined. Stephen Lett, the homeboy, Stephen Lett, the dude looked like some he looks like a doofus, man. Like there's nothing glorious about this guy, man. Droopy Dog or Garrett Loach. Just look at all of them. I would say Randy Anderson. Randy, is that his name? Randy Anderson. Wait, what's his name? Anthony Moore. Where did I get Randy Anderson? Anthony Morris, man. I would say that dude is he's more poignant. He's more firm what he talks about. You might not like what he talks about, but I would say that his talks are more, it's coming from what he really believes, man. All these other people, they speak, it's like they don't want to be outshined, man. And I think that's one of the reasons they had these elders so stiff, because they know that their storyline is that we are the anointed. We have special anointing, we have special speaking ability, we have special knowledge. So we can't let these little puny elders come out and speak better than us, have better speaking ability, have more charisma, more stage presence than us. We can't do that. So let's make them stiff. Let's make them stick to a script. So when we come, people like, ooh, they really delivered that talk. But another reason, I believe that has to do with hypnosis. I believe there's some hypnosis going on. I believe indirectly there's hypnosis going on. I have no proof at this time. I have circumstantial evidence to present. I have no guaranteed proof that this is what's going on. But I've been studying something, and I realized that I could really make a case for this. If it is, this is very sinister, very demonic, and if I'm right, it's sad. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. You can take it how you want to. Let me get into this real quick, man. I'm gonna present you some science, man. I'm present you some science. You can take it how you want to. In everybody's brain, we have something called neurons. Now, that's just a scientific word for brain cells. Okay. Anybody who knows science knows that our brain cells communicate with each other by means of electricity, chemicals, and different things. Okay. Throughout the day, your neurons does something like a wave. It's called a brain wave, and basically what that is that's the cycles that it's basically your brain has electricity in it, man. It's interesting, man. Your brain has electricity. I didn't know that, man. I didn't know you had electricity inside your body, but you do. Your brain communicates. Your cells in your brain communicate by means of electricity. Okay, and when all these electricities go at one time, it makes something like a brain wave. Okay, and so the faster the cycles go per second, the faster your brain waves are moving. So as I'm talking, my brain waves are moving fast. Okay, it's moving like let me show it to you. There's 4 main brain waves that we go through. Okay, you have the beta brainwave, the alpha brainwave, the delta brainwave, and the delta brainwaves. Okay, now these two should have been switched because it's going down basically. The faster your brainwaves go, you're in this. When it slows down, it goes to this. So basically, between when your brainwaves are going between 14 and 30 cycles a second, you're in a beta brainwave. All right, I'm gonna bring this up in a minute. I don't want to lose you. I want to go slow real quick. I want to go slow. I want to talk fast. I want to go slow. Okay. So basically, what I'm talking right now, my brain waves are going real fast. They're going real fast. I don't know. I don't have no brain meter, but it's going real fast because I'm talking and I'm thinking as I'm talking. So my brain waves going real fast. Now, during this time, when you have debates and things like this, when we're talking, we're presenting ideas. Our brain waves are going fast. When we're thinking, our brain waves are going. However, your brain waves will slow down when you stop thinking and when you're sitting down and you're relaxing, especially when you're watching TV. A lot of time, music can slow your brain waves down. Basically, when your brain is not actively doing anything, okay, your brain waves are slowing down. And at that point, you're going from the beta brainwaves to the alpha brainwaves. Stay with me real quick. I'm gonna bring this to the Kingdom Hall in a minute. Y'all probably saying, what are you talking about? But stay with me, please. Stay with me. All right? Because if what I'm saying is true, this is demonic stuff going on at the Kingdom Hall. Now, I might be wrong, but I doubt it. Okay? So, watching TV for long periods of time can actually bring your brainwaves down to the beta brainwave. Okay, that's when your brainwaves go from between 9 and 14. When your brainwaves going between 9 and 14 cycles per second, you're in beta brainwaves. Okay, and so advertisers know this. They know that during this time when you're in a alpha brainwaves, you're in a receptive mode. Okay, it means that your brain can take in ideas. During this time, your beliefs and your behaviors can be directed by an outside influence. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of time we want to program a person. The best time to do it is when they are on an alpha brainwave. And you have to actually get a person down to that through music. Okay? And if you ever look up videos on Illuminati and things like this, subliminal messages, and I'm not saying I believe in that, but a lot of people know that you could put a message in a song subliminally, and our subconscious will take that in if you put that person's mind in an alpha brainwave. You see what I'm saying? If I told you, if I went into a church, okay, say I went to the church and told the church, Jesus can't save you. Jesus can't save you. If I went into a church and people in alpha mode, they will kick me out that church. Now, if I got you into a beta or alpha, I keep saying beta. It's crazy. It's crazy how they got it because in Greek alphabets, alpha come before beta, but in the brainwaves, beta come before alpha. But anyway, in music, if I want to give you that message, all I gotta do is put a certain tone of music and bring your brainwaves down to alpha, and I can tell you Jesus can't save you, and you will accept it without rejecting it. Now, don't believe me, Jay-Z, and I'm gonna bring it. I'm sorry, I'm talking getting all over the situation. I just want to emphasize this real quick. Jay-Z has a song called Empire State of Mind. He's a rapper. And I think in the second verse of that song, he actually says, Jesus can't save you. Now, a lot of Christians have listened to that song, and I'm pretty sure that he's saying those words. But guess what? That phrase escaped them because their mind was lowered down. You understand what I'm saying? I just use that as example. It's the same thing about watching TV for a long period of time. An advertisement know that if I'm in alpha brainwave, they could put a commercial right in the middle of my movie and put a certain desire into my mind, a certain belief into my mind. That's why they spend so much money on advertisements, because they know that they can get a person by putting things right in front of their face that they wouldn't say themselves. I couldn't go in your face and sell you anything unless I had you into a certain brainwave. You see what I'm saying? All right. So that's okay. Now the last part, what I want to talk about is this theta. This right here is the brainwave that people can get you into to administer hypnosis. Check that out, man. Check it out. If you think I'm lying, go look it up yourself. Once you get down to this brainwave right here, a person can hypnotize you. And again, how do people get down to those brainwaves? How do a person get down to those brainwaves? By a person sitting into a certain tone for long periods of time. That if I speak to you in a monotone for a long period of time, I can actually put you to sleep. You can do it to babies. That when you say read a bedtime story, that works, man. It's certain voice tones that could put a person to sleep. You see what I'm saying? So if I speak to a certain tone, I can actually lull you to sleep with my voice. And that has to do with me lowering your brainwave. And so I truly believe, and I hope I didn't throw anything too much off. I hope I articulate this real good. But what I want to make you aware of is that there is a reason that 10 minutes after the person gives a public talk, you can't even remember what he was talking about. Because you're sitting in that alpha brainwave for 30 minutes. Your brain is receptive to what the governing bodies put into that outline. And as I said on my other video, what do you hear a lot of time in those indoctrination process? It's that the governing body and Jesus are inseparable. The governing body and the organization, or Jehovah, is inseparable. And so that's why they don't want the elders coming up with their own information. They want to bring the information throughout the congregation because they know that if we can make a person so stiff and we make them so monotone, it'll put the congregation in alpha brainwave and we can indoctrinate them and put new ideas into their mind. But anyway, man, I think I went a little bit over. But yeah, go check that out, my brothers and sisters, man. It's called the brain waves, man, and there are 4 of them: beta, alpha, theta, and delta. Go check it out, man. But until next time, my friends, I'm out.